This looks like a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, to be completely honest, for the vast majority of the stream, we've really just been like, shooting shooting the shit. We haven't really been trying to cast anything because it gets hectic. Like determining what is correct, I couldn't even keep track of how many games until they changed over to
So
the
neither of them
next
went for a
account.
Scorchilla rush this turn. They both look
Yeah,
like they go on
there's
triple drone.
Hollywell and Doomek, so
Yeah, it's probably not good.
probably Asterios, because when you have like 20 drones, you might as well go Asterios. That's just what people tend to do.
Yeah, it's probably like they're probably setting up for Asteri Dumek, right? Asteri Dumek train. If they can get it off.
Yeah.
Which it looks like Arkanishu might actually be able to manage
I think they
with
both
the
can.
force fields. Yeah. Ebb turbine allowing for the high econ.
Although, maybe only for one turn, maybe two.
Well, I mean, you're not going to swing with your Doom Mech, right? So that still gives you'll use it to absorb, which gives you
Okay,
extra
yeah.
turns.
If they're defending with it,
Yeah, it gives you extra turns to get a
they
train
have
out.
to. Yeah.
It sort of builds mutual extra turns when both players defend.
Oh, he should have left a drone back there, I think, and got the
Did
Doom
he get
Mech.
screwed on parity? Oh, and attacked.
Yeah, this doesn't look great for.
Now
Ash.
Arkanishu's just probably ahead.
Yeah. Because
Mm.
he can, I mean, if he wants to, he can now transition into cluster bolts and all these other things to add pressure.
Looks
Yeah,
like
he
he's
should
about
definitely be
two and a half
cluster bolting.
drones back and kind of half a tempo ahead.
Yeah.
Well, he's got like 2 Doom Mechs and 3 Gauss cannons out, so it's a lot.
Oh, the pile of Gauss cannons somehow escaped my field of view.
Yeah.
Wow, he's way ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is, I mean, again, there's a ton of defense, and Crash has been playing all the games to the bitter end, just in case.
Well, there
Well,
are
I mean,
Asterios in this game, so probably a good idea.
Your rate
Just-
of committing errors is so
Yeah.
much higher in Blitz.
Yeah. And these speeds, of course, even very practiced players in the format make mistakes all the time, right? If you watch Aether and I play, it's probably the most hilarious thing ever because we're both like so bad at playing fast.
Yeah.
At least these two make a good show of it, and it's incredible considering that they are now at the 13-hour mark.
That's a bit
Or-
ridiculous.
I think they started at 9 a.m., right? Eastern
Right.
time. What time was it? They started 3 p.m. Yes, they started at 9 a.m. Eastern. It's now almost 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, there's definitely some decision fatigue setting in.
Yeah,
You know, I
you
hope
guys,
these-
you guys get to cast the. They probably played their best at the very beginning, and now Arkanishu had a nice little tear right.
Crash
after
just
he
stored
came back.
6 gold. What
Yeah,
is
I
he
don't-
doing? He's
yeah,
doing
yeah.
Odin.
Odin,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
He's
got
doing a
Odin.
synthesizer Odin.
he's doing the early Odin
That's a
into
fun little
grenade
trick.
mech. He's probably going like Odin into grenade mech with militias or something like that. He's very fond of grenade mech.
Yeah, and Arca in response pumps 6 engineers so that he can absorb the damage and not get breached, but he's not
Oh,
getting any absorb
I
off
think he
this.
should attack with Odin here. Okay. Yeah.
He's got to attack with Odin. There's so much value.
No, there's
he
not.
doesn't.
That's 4 engineers. I guess he really wanted that grenade back, but
Yeah.
why not just wall instead of militia and kill 3 engineers? I don't know. Or 4 engineers.
He loves his grenade mechs.
A new grenade mech's a lot of fun.
It is. I think that the new grenade mech is quite good. Like in comparison to the old grenade mech, it's a lot more flexible. Allows you to do more.
If you can buy a grenade mech instead of 2 walls by holding Odin back, then your opponent has to defend for the same amount, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true, but he bought a grenade mech and a militia on the same turn, and I think the militia could have been a wall.
Yeah, but did that defend?
It might have been close. I'm
He
not
could
sure.
have. he could have potentially left a steel splitter back, gotten a wall and a grenade mech, and attacked with Odin. That's almost definitely something he could have done.
Yeah, we could spend all day trying to micro optimize their turns in.
Yeah, but I mean, let's
That's-
not. Like, really, what it comes down to is what can they imagine they can do in the short time frame that they have, right?
So Crash
Well,
is
he
a big
definitely-
fan of breaching the Odin when the Odin is attacking, and I do the opposite. I leave the Odin for last usually, unless I'm really breach vulnerable and I need. It's the only way I won't get breached.
So, I mean, it could also just be a matter of let me breach this thing because it makes my decisions later easier. It's probably not the most efficient thing to do, but he doesn't have to worry about the push threat, right?
No, I think he thinks it's the most efficient thing
No, really.
because he always says that he breaches Odin.
What would you have breached? A grenade mech in this situation, or a
And he
drone?
had drones. He had drones.
Yeah, you'd breach.
I mean,
drones.
if you breach all his drones, then that Odin fires once. So
True, because he can't buy any more steel splitters.
yeah,
I think Arca disconnected temporarily. He's back now, though.
Yeah, these guys might be just refreshing their browsers because I'm quite positive that we're still leak a very small amount of memory every time you go in and out of a game.
So, with the
So,
number
and-
of games they've played, they need to refresh.
Normally,
every once in a while.
normally it's not an issue, but when they're playing this many games, it might actually make a difference. And we're definitely going to fix all those things. But like, the amount of bug reports we get of the forum, like, oh, black textures suddenly appeared on my screen, those have gone way down since we've done a bunch of optimizations and fixes. And I know there's still a couple of little lingering bugs, but it takes an extreme amount of pressure on the game in order to reveal those bugs.
Yeah. And this is there you go. Nice little pressure test here for you guys. We should ask them how many errors and issues they had throughout. But
Well,
I can
I can check the logs right now, and I can literally filter by username.
well, do it then. Let's see if they've had any problems. I know that Crash had to refresh once, like had to because the game went down on him. But
Yeah.
other than
do you guys think Amperillo is a possibility?
in this set,
Yeah. You just
It's
counter the Odin with Centurion and then get Amperillo. I guess because there's Drake, Odin, and Grenade Mech, probably not.
There's
like
a
you
lot
get
of
all three of
pressure.
those. I don't know.
Maybe Plexo can help.
Like, yeah,
There's
you
a
have
lot-
Centurion and Fluxo Cell, so it seems like it's a possibility.
there's just is there anything to be said for synergy? Just the fact that you can just go blue, blue, and more blue because it works well, and not have to I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, this strategy is definitely a lot easier.
yeah.
I think it's hard to make Odin work because, hard to make Amperilla work because if you go for a large economy Amperilla, I think you're going to lose to blue. If you go for a sort of medium size, like a 15 drone Amperilla, then the Centurion's going to be a bit awkward and you're going to be bleeding resources all game.
Well, I mean, did they cut they cut drones for their Odins, right? This was not a full.
Yeah.
This is not like the slow Odin. And they've been doing like the shortcutted versions to Odin when they've had the opportunity to.
Yeah, but I don't think that's very good because then, like, if you rush Odin, then your opponent just counters with Centurion, and then you just cut a bunch of drones and you're behind, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm just saying, like, throughout all of these games, not that there's been a lot of Odin Centurion options, right? I'm just saying, like, when Odin's been in the set, they've both made a very concerted effort to try to get it first.
Yeah, maybe it's a bullet thing. I mean, it's usually good first, but I just think with Centurion it's different.
Well, I posted this puzzle on the blog a couple of weeks ago, which is I gave a bunch of Odin openings, and I sort of said which.
asked which is the fastest.
Well, it's not which is
Or
the
which
fastest,
is the
which is
best.
the best.
Which is the best?
And the whole point is the fastest one of those is not the best.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah,
if
it's
you-
true.
If you play the fastest Odin, you're going to lose to the second fastest Odin
It's probably worse. The worst.
because you give up way too much tempo in order to get that initiative.
You just give it way too much value by floating so much gold that you're not investing into anything like drones.
Yeah.
Like for every 3 gold you float, you've lost a gold.
For every
So you end up paying like probably 30 gold in that opening for your Odin.
So we have another Tia set.
Tia with Symbiote and
Yep.
Shadowfang.
They got the early Hannibal available.
Just rush Hannibal.
Yeah, Chrono Filter Hannibal. You know.
Oh,
So,
we're going Chrono Shadowfang.
Yeah, you got the
Because
Chrono
wall.
Fang.
Like you could
Shadowfang.
you could rush Hannibal and then you get the Animus and then you go Fangs. And you don't have to worry about like defense ever because you have Hannibal.
Crash opting for the Ossify drone. I thought he might try the Symbiote, but it looks like he wants to Ossify. Although I don't think he's going to have a ton of red this game.
I think he wants to make sure he can buy, you know, as many of these Shadow Fangs in between as he can. How do you feel about getting Hannibal? Well, I mean, now it's fine, I guess. But once he's at 7 damage, do you continue to buy Hannibals?
Oh, Arca going Tia. I think continuing to buy Hannibals can be okay. Once they get up to like 10 or something, then they can just be reasonable defense even. Because if they're attacking
they're, like, pretty bad
as long
at
as they're
stuff.
not attacking for 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're quite good as long as you're not losing like 2 absorb or more.
So,
He should have left Hannibal back, right? Or did he need all his attack?
I think he didn't leave Hannibal back because it couldn't. Or no, I mean, I guess if he's keeping it at 6 damage, he should be keeping it back every turn. Why would you allow
allowing a
yourself
breach
to
here?
breach? Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could just left Hannibal back.
Yeah, exactly. While he has 6 damage, he's doing it again where all he needs to do is leave hand.
Like he left a Steel Splitter back instead. That's kind of strictly worse.
Yeah,
It's a lot worse.
yeah it's
It's a lot
terrible.
worse.
I mean, will it matter is the question, though. I don't think
I
that it will
think-
necessarily matter.
I think it does. I think it lost him the game.
I think it's close. Yeah, like the Tia was doing a great job for a while, but now the Tia's out of stamina.
Oh, the Hannibal just died, so
Yeah. So,
And those
I mean,
ossifieds are going to keep Crash alive for a long time.
could have got Fang there.
These guys are playing impressively. I got to tell you, like Alex and Will, they used to play a lot of online poker, and Alex especially would play like a zillion hyper turbo tables at once, and he would often play for many, many, many hours. And he talked about how he used to like sweat and start getting jitters after doing this for 5 or 8 hours. And so I feel like these guys are probably going through the same thing. Their brain is probably getting so frazzled with the frequency of decisions that they have to make.
Yeah. Does it get easier or harder? I mean, at a certain point you get into the zone, but then at a certain point you just get exhausted, right?
I don't think it gets easier.
Okay.
yeah, I can't
there's-
imagine it gets any easier for any of them. Crash is also probably exhausted as he hasn't slept in over probably 20. He was probably upwards of 30 hours without sleep now
Damn.
because he didn't sleep last night.
Like, there's definitely some well-worn neural pathways that these guys are exploiting in order to be able to manage the game. But, I mean, Prismata's a game where every single situation you have to make the decision of what you're going to buy and what you're going to go for. And I guess they're using a lot of heuristics, but still, that's a difficult thing to do really rapidly.
The number of iterations of games played and experience is probably what's allowing them to even continue to play at this speed, because this is kind of... So, how do you guys feel about the Tia with Polywall in the set?
I
It
mean, with
feels
Polywall
wrong.
Xeno, I feel like it's defendable, but maybe Crash hopes to win with Frostbites, or at least hopes that Arca will make a sufficiently severe mistake that he can effect some kind of damage with the Tia. But I don't know.
Triple
He's got one
frostbite.